4 games left of the season. 2 points behind Man City. Let's do this. How is it going, folks? Welcome back. Today is episode number 15 and the conclusion of season number 2 here at Chelsea in our FM24 beta save. Here is the league table. Yes, we are behind Man City. We do also have a game in hand. So it's not all lost yet. Our fate lies completely in our own hands, but today's first game is against an Everton side currently battling for third with Manchester United. What a weird timeline we live in. We have the best goal difference in the league. We're in pole position, win the last 4 games, and we will be fine. Those 4 games, by the way, against Everton, Wolves, Fulham, Newcastle. The Everton and Newcastle games away from home do scare me. Now, since you were last here, we have played 4 games. We've won 3 of them. We did lose 1. The first of those results, 2-0 win against Leeds United. Cole will get a man of the match. Semi-rotated team going on here. Good to see Raheem Sterling playing well too. In the end, Tammy Abraham, who has found some form as of late, came good with a late goal. Following on from that game, we beat Brighton 1-0, so confidence was high going into the home game against West Ham. So when we scored, Tammy Abraham again, by the way, inside the first 30 minutes, I was feeling good. Paqueta got them back into the game in the 48th minute. Added time, they had a corner. I don't know what happened here. It was given as a Mason Mount own goal. It was in the back of the net. That's all that really matters. Mason Mount, an own goal. He also missed a penalty in this game. He could have made it 2-0 in the first half. He stepped up the number 20. He's been a bit of a golden boy for us. Areola saved it. And speaking of Areola, he got man of the match in this game. Yeah, it was that kind of game. However, in our most recent game, a rather therapeutic result, if I might say so myself. Bristol City, bottom of the Premier League. Bristol City beaten 9-0. Mason Mount grabbed 2. Reece James grabbed 2. Rooney grabbed an assist and a goal. And to be fair, you can see here, just about everyone outfield contributed. Joe Gomez and Fatty, the only people who weren't directly involved in a goal. You'll notice as well, the trademark not making any subs decision. I feel like when you play this well, you don't really want to change anything. And it worked out. Now, that 9-0 result did do our goal difference a world of good. It puts us way ahead of Man City, but ultimately, goal difference is very unlikely to play a role today. Instead, it's all about getting results on the pitch and getting wins. We need 3 points in every single game. Plan of attack for today's episode, by the way, we're just going to play to the end of the season. If we get with a few games to spare and don't need to play them on camera, we'll just skip that bit. But hopefully, by the time we're done with this in about 20, 30 minutes time, we will be champions. Team for today's game isn't particularly unusual. 2 minor changes. Raheem Sterling is out with an injury. As a result of that, Fatty's moving out to the left. Rooney's playing on the right. Elsewhere, Evan Ferguson dropped to the bench. Tammy Abraham's been in some really, really good form. So we're going to keep some faith with him today. Chilwell on the near side. We're a minute into this game at Goodison Park. Could we get off to a flyer? And Kunku cutting inside. Oh my, I mean, that's the kind of stuff we need today. That's the kind of stuff that's going to make this end of season running nice and straightforward. We've had some abysmal results, it feels like, in episodes lately, in some difficult games. Mainly Man City games. The teams we have today do not compare to Man City. And I'm hoping that if we're at our best, we cruise to a Premier League title. That's the hope. I don't know if it's necessarily the expectation. Rooney over a free kick just inside Everton's half. It's floated in. There's a bit of a scramble. Joe Gomez takes it down. He did recently get his first ever England goal, Joe Gomez. He's quick to get back. And Michaelenko, has he given away a penalty there? Fofana's done a little gallop over his leg. VAR's got involved. It's in the referee's ear. I have to assume it's going to be a penalty because they've stopped playing in an adventurous area. Penalty is going to be given. And now it's Mason Mount. I was tempted to take him off penalties. I decided to keep him on them. Am I going to live to regret it? Not a chance. 2-0 here inside 10. After the 9 goals we scored last game, wasn't sure we'd be able to match that. We've got 2 inside 10 minutes here. We're on course to win 18-0. That was Mason Mount's 10th goal of the season. Okay, 20 minutes since we grabbed that second goal. The pace has slowed down somewhat. You might expect that. So far, Calvert-Lewin hasn't been too dangerous. He is their top goal scorer. He is the reason they are fighting towards the top alongside Trincao and Moise Kean, who is in the middle and finds the back of the net for his 11th goal of the year. I am still bamboozled by the fact Everton are as high as they are. Their team is nothing remarkable. I think it is just a case of Calvert-Lewin staying fit and the fact he is just a bit of a freak of nature in Football Manager. Maybe the defenders were so distracted by him, we forgot they do also have another capable striker. And now they've got a corner. Calvert-Lewin, speaking of the devil, heads just over. This is still very much a game, isn't it? We have our own corner. Rooney, Fati pulls the trigger. Oh my word. Ansu Fati with the goal. Rooney with the assist. Anything you can do, we can do better. Yeah, you know, they can go for the near post cross to Calvert-Lewin. We'll go for a sexy corner. Edge of the box, Ansu Fati was just left unmarked. Lazy marking by Dwight McNeil. Goes for a load of traffics. Pickford, no chance. Reece James to Tammy Abraham. We got 9 last game. We are in goal-scoring form as of late. We have another goal here. VAR will check this. Is it going to count? If it does, Thorpe 1 would be ridiculous. The linesman's flag wasn't raised. The VAR is going to check it. The VAR gives the goal. It is a 4th goal in this game. It's more nice build-up play, and Kunku with his 2nd of the game. Last episode, I went into things talking about how amazing we'd been and how great we'd been for an extended run of games, and then we kind of got pumped by Man City, didn't we? Well, here's the thing. When we're on song, we're a very bloody good team. We are top of the league for a reason. I think we're seeing that in this kind of game here against the team currently 5th in the Premier League. We are tearing them apart. We could be tearing them apart again here. Rooney in the wide area. Mason Mount inside. Could pull the trigger. Does pull the trigger. Hits the post. Hit Pickford on the back. It's not completely away from danger. This game has a real risk of getting embarrassing for Everton, though. 3 minutes of added time at the end of this half. I was about to say 3 minutes of added time come and gone. It's not gone yet, and Everton fans might wish it had. It is 5. And Kunku with the initial free kick gives it to Rooney, turns, slots it away. Not for the first time. We've got Everton napping from a set piece. Okay, it is now half-time. 5-1. What a performance. Scoreline might flatter us slightly, you know, XG of 2, we scored 5, but to be honest, we have been dominant in this game. 61% of possession away from home. It's just things you love to see. It is the kind of game where I feel like I should probably be making some subs. Equally, don't really want to disturb things. We'll bring in Max Aarons. I'm going to take off Casado as well, who is looking complacent and is only playing okay. Elsewhere, Fatty, you know what? You come off it to Roque, get some minutes. Evan Ferguson, I need you to get some confidence. I want you in goal-scoring form to end the year. I might need it. Come on here and maybe grab yourself a goal in the last 29. At 2-1, I was nervous. I'll be honest. I was shaking. At 5-3 or 5-2, would I be shaking? Not really. Trincao scores. I feel like I very flippantly dismissed that goal there as if it's not going to matter. I hope it's not going to matter. There's 10 minutes left. We're still 3 goals up. Rooney over a corner. No one at the edge of the box this time, but Fofana is at the near post. Fofana is going to score. It is a 6th goal. Full-time here at Goodison Park. Embarrassing for Everton Football Club. It finishes 6-2. Yeah. I mean, we took our chances, don't get me wrong. And Kunku, 2 goals and an assist. Rooney, 1 goal and 2 assists. Another great team display. We're scoring goals when we need them. And with this result, we've qualified for the Champions League, which might mean our budgets for next season get set. We move a point clear of Man City. That's the important thing. Our next game, by the way, Wolves away. Chelsea qualify for the Champions League. Board set budget. Wage budget, £5 million. Transfer budget, only 48 million. I say only. Kind of wanted more, Todd, but I can understand with the overall balance why he doesn't want to give me too much more. If you wanted an Ipswich update, by the way, of course, they've got Fofana playing for them. He scored in this game here for them to win 1-0 against Huddersfield. They're currently in 2nd. There's 1 game left. Our loanees might be about to single-handedly get this Ipswich team promoted. I say our loanees like it was entirely them. I mean, if you look at players who have regularly played first-team football, Cassidy, Lewis Hall, Datro Fofana have chipped in with a rather lot amount of goals and assists. The board have decided we are officially best of the rest with this season. I want to be best of everyone, never mind best of the rest. We're currently top. We did have our youth intake since last episode, discussed the fact it didn't arrive by the end of the episode. Paris Seward was our key man in last year's intake. He's actually developed really, really well. This year's top player is Rashane Cato. Now, he has a face. Now, he doesn't have a face because I'm using a regen face pack. The face pack that I'm using, I think, uses some very old faces for players that are no longer in the game. And Football Manager has now reassigned those IDs as regen IDs. So, Rashane Cato has a face. Whoever this bloke is, I don't know. Maybe, if you know this man, let me know who it is. But, yeah, he was the best of our youth intake players. Not the craziest, but a bit of potential, and he's from Granada, which I feel like is always exciting when you get an obscure nationality player. Okay, we are playing Wolves today. Who are Man City playing? Man City, slightly later kickoff. They're playing Everton, so we'll have to keep an eye on that one after our game. In terms of team news, Sterling is fit for the game. I'm not going to play in this game. Rooney played amazingly last game. Fatty didn't play badly either. He's still not 100% fit anyway. And when you look at the actual starting 11, this is the team that has demolished both Bristol City and previously in this episode Everton. We're at full strength. They've had a week of rest. Hoping for more of the same in this next one. A win for Wolves in this game would ensure they are safe in the Premier League for another year. They are towards the bottom, but probably not in danger of going down. But mathematically, they could get it done today. So they're going to be trying to play their best. I'm going to hope that we can dismantle them, and we could have a chance. I thought for a second it was going to be another bit of set-piece wizardry. Casado mopping up the pieces of a long, loose ball at the back, and now we can maybe look to bring the ball forward. Rooney was amazing last game. He plays in Tammy Abraham. Did he time his run well there? If he did, it's a sensational goal and a sensational finish. I think I caught in the corner of my eye the assistant's flag raised. I'm not going to celebrate it. It's offside. The ball here by Rooney was absolutely amazing. The run mistimed, to say the very least. I do love the fact that Wolves are playing a 4-4-2. The amount of other formations you see in Football Manager, especially at the elite level, you don't see enough of the 4-4-2 in the Premier League. We've got it here today. And perhaps annoyingly, so far, it's actually working for them. Although, maybe I'm about to do the curse of the commentator in a great way. Tammy Abraham, oh my word. He's not going to be offside for that one. He makes it 1-0. Spectacular goal. Ball was loose from the goal kick initially. Rooney played it to Abraham, but he had so much to do here. Tammy turns on the afterburners, gets in a sprint, and the number 28 scores from a near impossible angle. And Evan Ferguson must be sat on the bench thinking, how am I going to get a starting spot? We could make it 2 here, which would be twice as nice. Chilwell, Casado, Fatty were working this sensationally. Is their end product? Is it over the line? No, it's not. I don't know what just happened. It probably should have ended up in the back of the net. VAR, I mean, look, goal line technology, we can check it. Didn't cross the line. It was very close to doing so. 10 minutes left at the end of this first half. I feel like so many of the highlights I've seen in this game have started with Wolves' goal kicks. We've had them on the back foot, and yet we only have a single goal to our name right now. We've had a lot of the ball, a fair few shots, but not as many as you might expect. So they're very much still in this game. And with players like Adama Traore up their sleeve, we've got to be wary of the counter-attack. Collins, João Gomez, plenty of players committed to this attack. Ansu Fati reads it well. Now, can we get a counter-attack in? And Nkunku getting in behind the right back, getting to the byline, cutting inside, could pull the trigger on his right foot. He scored a spectacular goal last game. I almost expected the same again there. Half-time, 1-0. XG story says it all. Wolves haven't done a lot. We've not done enough. That isn't good enough. Unacceptable. Where are the goals, lads? So we've scored 15 in our previous 2. Gonzalo Guedes on the near side. Skips past Chilwell. Lays it inside to Adama. If they score here, I'm going to make some subs. Perry called into action. Perry making a save. And with an hour played, I am going to change things up. I'm going to bring in Arda. I'm going to bring in Sterling as well and shuffle things around. We'll play Nkunku out, I think, on the right-hand side. Elsewhere, Casado's not exactly had the best of games here. Let's bring in Tielemans. Defensively, I don't love what I'm seeing. João Gomez, I'm going to take off for Colwill, which might seem mental, but Colwill's been playing well. And I do have a centre-back setup that I just kind of trust. How much I trust it might be about to be tested here. Is that trust misplaced? Because they've got a corner immediately. Van der Beek's going to cross it in. I mean, if they'd scored, I would have been annoyed. Collins heads over. Reece James, throw in. We need that second goal. I'm craving it. Could we get it here? Mount, edge of the box. Tielemans, well, loose ball to him, but he does well to win it back. Picks out Sterling, and Raheem, the dream, finesses it into the bottom corner. It's swerved in. Sarr, no chance. It was actually a really, really nice first-time strike here from Raheem Sterling. Tielemans winning the ball back well. Sterling gets into an onside position, pulls the trigger, and it moves a little bit. Keeper can't get there. That's what we wanted. The only thing that can make this day better is if Man City lose against Everton, obviously, and we still win this game. Although that wouldn't make it better, that would make it worse. Wolves are on the attack. If they get one back, I will start to scream internally. Adama Traore cutting inside. No end product. It is the real Adama Traore there. Evidence. I'm not going to say he can only run and not finish, but he's very, very quick and then has 10 finishing. So that is what I'm saying. Colwill has come on, and so far he's not put a foot wrong. Now he's going to play it forward. Arda scores. Guller makes it 3-0. Sterling with the assist. That is game, set, and match. Yuri Tillemans with a free kick from deep. I wouldn't mind a fourth. Could we get it? Raheem Sterling, he already has a goal and assist. He lays it to Colwell. The subs are linking up, it feels like, here, there and everywhere. Chilwell, Sterling back to goal, squares it. Reece James makes it 4. Wolves trying to get a late consolation here. There's 1 minute left, Wolves. What are you doing? There is no point. Cease your resistance. Sterling intercepts it. Battles away. Is there a chance to launch a counter-attack? With 40 seconds left, it's completely unnecessary. This game's done. It's already 4-0. Reece James is looking to bring it forward. We want a 5th. I've told the players I wasn't happy at 1-0. I said we've scored 15 in our last 2. They've heard me. We want to make it 20-3. The ball is whipped in. Tammy is there. Tammy will score. It's 5. This season is unravelling incredibly well for us. We are taking our opportunities. Again, didn't really dominate the game to the extent that 5-0 might reflect, but we are finishing chances and all the attacking players are performing great. All the subs we made in that game really stepped up and were counted, which is really great to see. Now we hit continue and we hope Everton do us a favour. I mean, we just demolished Everton, so the chances of them wanting to help me feel somewhat slim, but we can dream. Have Man City managed to slip up? The answer is no. They've won 1-0. Kevin De Bruyne in their 91st minute. Go on, show me how he scored it. Rafinha was on the far side for Man City. 91st minute, they need a goal. Grealish hits the post. De Bruyne gets the rebound. That does mean, unfortunately for us, they are still breathing down our necks. 1 point behind us. Our goal difference is now massively in our favour. 2 games left of the season. In those games, we have an early kickoff against Fulham next weekend. Man City will then be playing Bristol City, who are bottom at home, so they're probably going to win that one. Given the fact that Man City in their last 2 games have taken on teams we've beaten 9-0 and 5-0, probably still need to do our thing. And Newcastle, we have on that final day of the season. You might remember Mourinho came in at the start of the season. He was sacked. They now have Zidane as their current manager. Media prediction is 6th. They are currently in 9th. They're not having a great season thus far. They have still got a bit of a distraction with the Conference League as well. Their final games of the season are against Liverpool and ourselves. So I'm going to hope they're fatigued when we play them, because that is the kind of game we could slip up on the final day with. Anyway, good thing for us is it's another 7 days without distraction till Fulham. Very tempted to play the same team again. I realised when I left after that last game, I was like, we'll have the same team. I was really inviting an injury. Good news, there's no injuries. Which, I don't know, with my reputation, I thought it'd happen. Now, in terms of team news, Raheem Sterling, no fitness test required, is fully fit. But with how we've been playing recently, don't really want to touch anything to start this game. In fact, having Raheem Sterling as that super sub, which he played a role as last game, feels quite good to me. So with that in mind, it's the same team again. Tammy Abraham, 6 goals in his last 7 games. He has been absolutely sensational for us. And Evan Ferguson, well, I don't want to slate him. I mean, look at the yellow bars. Look at the disappointment. He had a really good run of form about 15 games ago. Thank God we've got Tammy Abraham. It is worth noting that Fulham are only 3 points above the drop with 2 games left. And given how we've demolished teams lately, yes, their goal difference I think is something like 10 better than anyone around them. They probably don't want to lose this game by too many. On the flip side, we'd love to score early, and Kunku goes down in a heap. I was hoping for a second we might get a penalty. Instead, might be a chance for Fulham to launch the counter-attack. Joe Gomez reads it well, though, and now we are attacking. Rooney was sensational last game. Could he work some magic again here? Whips it in. Diop clears it away. Bonus for us, Casado, Fatty, Chilwell. A few players in the box. Tammy Abraham is one of them. Chilwell could go on his own. Doesn't need to. Reece James is there for the tap-in. I know he's playing as an inverted wing-back on attack, is Reece James. I'm still perplexed that he's that far forward in this situation. We had so many players in the box. It forced him fortuitously from one fullback to the other. If we'd given away the ball there, we could have been in a whole world of trouble. We have won. One's nice. I'd like to, please, Football Manager. I'd like to put in my order for another goal, please. Mitrovic might have different ideas. He gets in a tackle, falls to Barnes, and now it's Mitrovic again with the ball. Mason Mount working back hard to win it, and now Joe Gomez going to lay it, you'd assume, across to Fofana here. 22 minutes played. It's been a calm start to this game. It would certainly be a relaxed game, I feel like, if we get the next goal. And Kunku, Rooney's in behind, hits it, saved by Leno. I wonder if he could have picked out Abraham. Coming up to half an hour played. It has been very much one-way traffic so far in this game. It's 65% of possession, 7 shots, 4 on target. They've had 1 shot that was a speculative effort with a .02 XG off target. But This is Football Manager. This is football. By the way, what a game This Is Football was on the PlayStation 1. That's a tangent. No, we're playing some nice football in this game. I'd love us to get that second goal. I feel like it's coming as well, without jinxing things too much. There is a confidence to how we're playing. Rooney's actually been playing really well, I feel like, out on the right-hand side. I know his ratings are 6.6, but he's been at the heart of a lot of our build-up play, it feels like, in highlights I've been seeing. Abraham is going to score. I'm pretty sure he's offside again. Does he know the offside rule? Oh, has anyone explained to Tammy Abraham the offside rule? I'm not going to celebrate it. I could be well off the mark here. It is offside again. Tammy, you have to stand behind the defender, mate. You can see he's on the shoulder of the defenders constantly. Unfortunately, he stood the wrong side of the shoulder of the defender. Just looking at the league table here, you can see Fulham in 16th, Leicester, Burnley battling it out, Brighton at risk of going down. Theoretically, Bristol City could still stay up, although they are playing Man City in their next game, so good luck to them. But yeah, this is an important game for Fulham. Have to expect in the second half they're going to want to do more, because based on this XG story, they're not going to score in this game, and they need to score to get a point. I am going to tell our players it's absolutely unacceptable. Rooney, I feel like, played fine in that half, but you know what? When you've got a player like Raheem Sterling on the bench, you bring him on in this kind of game. Casado's not played a great game either, but I'm not going to worry about that too much. No bookings, no knocks, nothing to worry about, just the one change. Into the second half we go. Fulham with a free kick. Are they going to start this second half a little differently to how they played throughout the first? Polinia with the ball gives it to Reed, who's going to dink it to Andreas Pereira. He's in behind, he shoots. We're lucky it's gone wide. I want to throw Tammy Abraham under the bus. I already bigged him up before the game. He's on a 6.4. You know what? Bad day at the office. We'll take him off. Elsewhere, though, really good ratings across the board. I'm going to bring in Colwell. Played really well last game when we brought him on. Going to do the same again. And Kunku is struggling a little bit for fitness and with his legs. So Ardagula on you come as well. We're going to make a couple of changes. And Kunku's had a lot of issues with injuries this year. Might need him for the last game of the season against Newcastle. It's not exactly like Ardagula can't do anything going forward either. I expected Fulham to come for us at some point in this game. They have updated their system, but with 6 minutes of added time, I feel like they've done too little too late. They've not shown anything going forward. Wasn't exactly the best game by us ever, but we got that goal in the second minute, and we never really looked like conceding. Of course, this result is good. Don't get me wrong, it's great. Good for morale. Now I want to see Man City slip up. If Man City slip up, we're champions. It'd be an anticlimactic way to do it. I'd love to do it that way. We're not going to do it that way. They've won 4-0 against Bristol City. I mean, it's not the 9-0 we beat Bristol City by, but they didn't have a shot on target. So, yeah, I did know it was going to be a tall order, hoping they'd bail us out. What that does mean, though, is the stage is set for the final game of the season. Manchester City take on Wolverhampton Wanderers. We take on a Newcastle side who've had a disappointing season. Could be playing for 8th, which could end up being European football with the way the coefficient kind of extra spaces get handed out. So they've got something to play for, and it is away from home. I don't love it. I'm trying to find some kind of positive. I mean, the positive is they've still got Liverpool to play before they take on ourselves. They have struggled a little bit. I mean, they got beaten by Man City 4-0. Let's look at that as a reason to believe that we can do the same to them. It's been a long old season. Man City have been rivals throughout it. Can we win the league? In 8 days, we find out. Okay, I didn't realise this was happening this summer. Club World Cup. I've not played in the Club World Cup since it got reformatted in Football Manager. It used to be groups of 3. It's now groups of 4. Man City, of course, reigning holders of this competition. Yeah, I guess that's something to look forward to. We might not be doing a normal transfer special this summer because we've got a tournament going on in the middle of the summer. Anyway, you know what? We'll worry about that for tomorrow's video and the video after. But Club World Cup, that could be fun. I feel like I don't often get to play it in Football Manager, so I'm actually looking forward to that, but not as much as I'm looking forward to this. Final game of the season, 2 o'clock kickoffs across the board. We're at St James's Park. Man City take on Wolves. I think they're going to beat Wolves, right? We have to do our own thing. Elsewhere, Leicester, Brighton, Burnley, Fulham, battling out the bottom. 2 of those teams will be going down. So for this game, I am dropping Rooney. I have to start Raheem Sterling, I feel like. Besides that, though, I am not touching the team that's been playing recently. We weren't the most convincing side ever against Fulham, but ultimately, it's a clean sheet. We were in complete control. Newcastle away is the hardest game of this run of matches we've had this episode. Yeah, I need to win this. Look, the reality is, this is my beta save. I want to do what I can to win as much as I can. I think this save has 1 season left of it, to have one more go at the Champions League. If I win the league this year, then I don't feel like I have to try and do the double next year quite as much. I want to try and win everything at Chelsea, but I could prioritise the Champions League a bit more. Final game comes down to this early set piece. If we win, we're title winners. Ball back post for Farner. Doesn't win the header. Reece James is there, though, and he's scored another. It's his 12th goal of the season. It's ended up just going into the top corner, but Pope did parry it there. He scored some absolute bangers. Slightly more impressive than his last goal in the previous game. There, mopping up the pieces. It's what he does. He's like a janitor in a supermarket. He's there to clean up on aisle 3 or inside the 18-yard box. He's done it once. If we get another goal here, suddenly I'm going to feel like we're on cloud 9. Ansu Fati cutting inside. The number 9, not Reece James when it comes to the finishing. Reece James would have scored that. Mukiele at the back for Newcastle. Newcastle with a bit of a different look with some of their players in their ranks. They have spent that cash that they are given in Football Manager, and they're bringing it on the near side. Although Reece James, man of the moment, wins it once. Can he now win it again? It's sort of going back defensively, and now it's Murphy on this near side looking to bring the ball forward here. Whipping it in. Isaac is there, and it's just the wrong side of the post as far as Newcastle fans are concerned. Corner, Trippier over it. Set piece wizard, this man. Puts it back post. We headed away, but Bruno Guimaraes is going to be there to mop up the pieces and potentially look to get it back into a dangerous area. If we could win the ball, there could be a counter-attack on, but Newcastle looking composed in possession, at least for now. Mukiele drifting into a wide area, gives it to Tete. He plays it behind. Isaac pulls the trigger. That is a dagger into our back, and they have twisted it. It makes it 1-1. We can't afford to get complacent. At 1-0 up early on, you're feeling relaxed. That goal there, that is a snap back to reality. And I tell you what, it's a really good finish. Isaac pulls the trigger. Could Perry have done better? Maybe, but it's flown into the top corner. Man City, currently still 0-0 after 90 minutes. Wolves, if you just want to draw, never mind, Foden scored. Foden scored. Now I have to worry. 5 minutes left of this half. We've had 52% of the ball, but only the one shot on target. We've not really created enough in this game so far. And at the break, it is 1-1 here. Elsewhere, Man City are 3-0 up. Haaland scored 2 late goals at the end of the half. If it stays like it does now, we're in second. We have to win this game. Draw is not going to be enough. Look, I knew this wasn't going to be an easy game. It's the kind of game that, you know, if you weren't in the situation we're in, I'd be looking at and thinking, a draw is a good result here away at Newcastle in the new Football Manager. I'm going to tell the players it's absolutely unacceptable. And Kunku looks stressed. Mate, me and you, we're both stressed right now. I'm going to tend to go out and have some fun and play without pressure. He's now relaxed. I am anything but, well, we've got to buckle up and get going. At this point, we have to accept Man City have won their game against Wolves. The only thing that we can do now is win this game here. It was not a great first half. It could be an even worse second half because they have a set piece here that's going to fall to Mukiele. He shoots. VAR is having a look at this. I think he's offside. Maybe I'm saying that more out of hope than expectation. The Newcastle players are celebrating in the corner. Is the goal going to stand? It is not. My, oh my, oh my. We might have been let off the hook. Was he off? Barely, but I mean, he was. Tell you what, I really don't want to lose the title on the last day of the season. This game against Newcastle is not an easy game. Newcastle in Football Manager are very good now. There's a reason their media prediction was 6th going into this season, but given the season we've had, to not win this final game would be gutting. There's 15 minutes left. There is a point here where I have to throw men forward, and I think that point has arrived. I am going to change things up. I'm going to bring Rooney out on the left-hand side. I'm tempted to take Tammy Abraham off and also keep Nkunku on, and I think that is what I'm going to do here. I'm going to move Ferguson on. I'm going to play Nkunku as well as a complete forward on attack. Reece James just go to wing-back on attack. We have to get a goal. We have to score something in this game. I'm going to tell the players to look for the overlap. Don't want to rush the ball forward just yet. We are already playing a super aggressive attacking style of play. Mount is struggling fitness-wise. I'm going to bring in Tielemans and I'm going to tell Caicedo to get further forward. It's a gamble. It's a risk. I am throwing men forward at this point, but I kind of feel like we have to. Changes locked in. We are still on the attack. Am I about to have to cancel all the changes? Probably not. Have to be wary of the counter-attack, but equally with 15 minutes left, we've not really created enough in this game. With what remains 3 shots on target for either team. Newcastle with a corner. Football Manager doesn't show me yet. That's a moment to breathe a sigh of relief. Now we need to create something ourselves. And Kunku turns his man, Ostergaard, I think it is, there at the back with the tackle. They have got a couple of players on bookings, Newcastle. If they want to get a man sent off now, that would make our task of finding a goal from somewhere easier. Tete gives the ball away to Sterling. He is bringing it forward, plays it inside. Ferguson doesn't get the ball, but Nkunku does. And oh my word, what a moment for his 12th goal of the season. I very nearly took him off. I considered it when I went to the two-striker system. I decided to keep him on, and it might prove to be genius. Raheem Sterling inside. Ferguson dummies it. We'll say it was a dummy. I think he just missed the ball, but it's Nkunku finding the top corner again. And now, pause the game, change your tactics, Jack. I'm at the risk here of inviting pressure onto ourselves, but equally, we don't have to do anything spectacular here, do we? We really, really don't. I'm going to, keep the current shape that we're playing and keep 2 players forward. I'm very, very tempted to tell both Bargy and Sterling here to just play as wingers. And the reason I'm tempted to do that is because Rooney is left-footed, Sterling's right-footed, and I feel like wingers, in terms of when we're attacking, they're going to be caught less out of position than inside forwards, especially with players like Trippier on the pitch who are going to look for the overlap. In terms of other instructions, we can slow down the tempo here. We don't need to look for the overlap in the same way. We can just time waste a little bit, just try and see this game out now. I still want to press. I still want to cause issues. But with the defensive shape we've got with this block of 6, just looking to see out this game now. Fofana's not played great. I'm going to bring in Colwill. It's a change we've done a lot. Going to save 1 last sub. 10 minutes left of this season. If it doesn't change from here, we will be champions. I'm making those changes. I'm also going to go to positive. And now I just stare in the top left and hope nothing happens. They've switched to their own 4-4-2. We just need to see out this game. There are 5 minutes of added time. Is there going to be a highlight? Will anything happen? The answer is no. Do not scratch your eyes. And Nkunku, single-handedly really, has managed to do us a favour. Murphy, I don't know why Murphy's name's shown up. That is their left-back. Murphy, shout out to Murphy, the left-back of Newcastle. He's with us in spirit. I'm not going to let it ruin the moment. Reece James is going to hoist a second trophy for the season. It is a double. We're going to enjoy it. It's a Premier League title for Chelsea in our second season. It's not the Champions League we wanted, but we've denied Man City silverware. And you know what? In a weird way, as a bitter Liverpool fan, that's as much of a reason to celebrate as winning it ourselves. Well done, everyone. Enjoy the celebrations. Christopher Nkunku, you beautiful, beautiful man. Look at his form in these last 4 games, by the way. Like, absolutely ridiculous. And in fact, this doesn't include the game we just played, where he's scored us the goal that's won us the title. The confetti rains. There is your confirmation. Man City won on the final day. They won 4-1. Wasn't enough. As for Newcastle, they ended up finishing 9th. Elsewhere, Brighton, Leicester, Bristol City, the teams that ended up going down on the last day of the season. No massive upsets. Burnley, Fulham, you get to survive another season with us. I've never seen this inbox item before. We've won and overtaken Sunderland on the all-time winners list. Has anyone seen this screen before? Is this new in Football Manager? I mean, I like it. It's cool seeing all the different winners of the First Division. Got a way to go if we want to catch Manchester United, haven't we? The board are delighted. I am happy. We've stopped Man City's run of Premier League wins at 4, so they're not going to get 5 in a row. And Nkunku, unsurprisingly, got man of the match. Give him some praise. We get £40 million. We're still in debt, Todd, so I don't know why you're smiling so much. We do have to pay out some bonuses as well, which is a bit annoying, but you know what? We don't need to worry about this now. It's not my money we're giving away. Read it and weep it. Carabao Cup champions, Premier League champions. Next up, Champions of the World? That'd be fun to do. You can see here on our schedule, we do have these Club World Cup games coming up. Where is the Club World Cup being played? We're playing it in South Korea. That could be a very good excuse to bring back away days. And if you don't know what away days are, you might be in for a treat. I feel like we have to do something a bit weird and wonderful this summer. I think it's going to be kind of part transfer special, part FIFA Club World Cup for the next few videos. I do want to conclude this save with one more season. The Club World Cup's bloody exciting, and I feel like we should make the most of it. Hopefully you guys have enjoyed today's episode. Been an absolute blast, an amazing way to end the season. I think we'll start next episode with the end of season wrap-up. With this Club World Cup starting in 3 weeks, it doesn't really feel like the end of the season, at least to me. If you did enjoy today's episode, as always, do drop a like on things. I'm quite excited for the Club World Cup. Maybe that's just me. It's the new format. We're in South Korea. We're going to have a bloody party, and we've also got a load of money to spend, so yeah, I think the next few episodes could be rather fun. Take it easy, enjoy my manager profile, enjoy the face paint, enjoy the manager timeline here. What a beautiful sight. Carabao Cup champions, Premier League champions, hopefully more to come, maybe as soon as the next couple of episodes. I'll see you next time, take it easy, same time and place as always. It's me, Jack, and I'm out.